Greetings. Greetings and welcome back to our study on different Christian topics. This is day 4 of Are We to Judge? And take a look at the rest of the videos in the series as it sets us up for our video today. As we can tell, there are quite a few ways in which we can definitely wrongly judge. Like in John 7:24, where we're warned against focusing on opinion and the superficial. Or in Matthew 7, where we're warned about focusing on judging others when we have yet to look at ourselves. Or in 1 Corinthians 4:5, where we're warned to not judge beyond what God has said or what we could possibly even know. So how then are we to judge? Well, good judging is this. It's agreeing with God. It's coming back to God's view of morality. It's calling good, good, and evil, evil. To assess, discern, and judge actions that don't match up with what God has prescribed to us as good or right. Ephesians 5:11 says, "Have nothing to do with the fruitless deeds of darkness, but rather expose them." Christians can judge others' actions or words. We can call out sin for sin. If you see someone watching pornography, saying racist comments, abusing their spouse, neglecting their parenting duties, etc., we can call those things out. We can judge those actions as being wrong, evil, or sin-filled. While we can never truly know the heart or the motives of the person, we're able to judge the actions or words of the person. We can say that was not right. I think that is a part of a mark of a true believer, where in Hebrews 5:14 it says, "But solid food is for the mature, for who by constant use have trained themselves to distinguish good from evil." I think we have been given the ability to judge, and we should judge. In fact, even to say you aren't supposed to judge is a judgment in and of itself. They're judging you for judging them because it isn't right. And this type of judging has the right idea behind it of judging something in which they think is wrong. But we want to be very wary that we aren't reinventing morality to give justification to our judging, or that we aren't creating a standard of which to judge by that aligns with our personal preference or opinion on the matter, rather than the objective godly truth of the matter. Isaiah 5:20 says, "Woe to those who call evil good and good evil, who put darkness for light and light for darkness, who put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter." Here's the question when we assess whether we need to proclaim judgment. Is what I am judging truly in line with what God has deemed as wrong? Or is this my self-made expectation in which I am trying to judge? Further down in Matthew 7, Jesus points out in verses 15 through 20 that we'll have to judge, because if we can't, then how are we going to deem someone a false prophet? It can be a tricky line to navigate sometimes. But let me give you a couple more examples of where it hopefully should be obvious for us to judge. Do you think rape or murder is evil? We're able to judge and share the truth that these things are wrong. Here's another one. Society says you can have sex with anyone, that we can't judge someone's sexual life. Well, what about someone trying to have sex with a 12-year-old? Or how about this? How about a random guy who works at a coffee shop? He's a Christian, he's married, yet he's constantly flirting, hitting on, and trying to get with other women. Or the individual that we know is lying and is trying to manipulate all those around them. I think if we truly take this idea of no judging at face value, then even some of the more obvious things that we do and that we should judge get washed right down the drain. The same gospel in chapter of Matthew 7, Jesus wants us to judge the good fruit and bad fruit. But don't let us forget all the ways in which we can wrongly judge. It's a careful thing we must navigate with wisdom. Here's the key thing that I want us to always come back to with judging that will hopefully align our hearts with where they need to be. The same grace that forgives us is the same grace that forgives them. And that grace is more than enough. That being said, we want to judge sin as sin. That which is evil as evil. We are able to judge these things. But that's not where this series ends. Join us next time as we dive into judging those inside the church and judging those outside the church. What does this look like? Is it the same standard? While there is a righteous way to judge, I think there's also more to it. Find out more in the next video of the series as we continue to dive deeper. And don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, all of the normal YouTube things that people do.